Hey, how's it going? Josh here from Books by Josh, and this is episode 85 of the Books by Josh audio immersion. This episode is titled Routines and Habits. So let's dive in. I know by hearing the name, you're going to think it's another person telling you some good routines and habits and how I start my day, things like that. Not really. Just want to discuss them as a whole, differentiate them, stuff like that. So a routine is a certain set of activities that you do during a certain span of time. So, prime example, a typical morning routine is waking up at a certain time frame, brushing your teeth, brushing your hair, taking a shower, going out for a jog, working out, reading, drinking coffee, things like that. Whereas a habit that's something that's become second nature. Prime example would be chewing a straw, chewing ice when you get a soda, things like that. Cracking your knuckles when you're nervous. So, a routine is something that you've decided to integrate with your lifestyle. So you may be a early bird, 5 a.m. You wake up, do everything, or you're night owl that you go sleep every night at 4 a.m. So it's something that you've decided to incorporate to make your life work the way you like it to. Whereas a habit is something that you formed over time that you might not even notice you're doing and stuff like that. So why is this important to you? You might be asking. Well, because depending on what your routine is, you can actually get more stuff done. So everybody says to be successful, do this, that, and that. No, that works for you, but not maybe for someone else, such as myself, person 3 blocks down, you know? So the purpose of the routine is to make life easier. So, prime example would be Steve Jobs. Whenever he got dressed, he had the same thing: black turtleneck, white sneaker sketchers, and blue jeans. He didn't have to think about what he's going to wear, so he could spend more time focusing on things that matter to him. Zuckerberg does that. That's a routine he did. But let's flip it. Say you're an influencer and your clothes matter based on what you're going to do on social media. So one of the routines you can have is have your clothes set out night before and stuff, rushing last minute. So like I said, routines are integrated into your lifestyle to make them easier. So like a typical routine for someone like myself on a Monday night will be to sit down and press record and just talk into this microphone like I'm doing now. But a habit that I have formed is procrastination. See how that I worked that into that, right? So, like I said, habits are formed either through your own knowledge or without you knowing, because things happen and you've been conditioned. It's like you see fire, you're not going to go and touch it because we know it's hot. We've been raised that way. Our bodies are conditioned. No, you touch that, you get burnt. And that's the thing with habits. It's like if you see blood, you might be squeamish because of a prior experience with it. If you see needles, you shun away. If you get on a plane, you're scared, you know? This is a natural reaction in your body. So they say it takes this thousands of hours to form a new habit or anything like that. Is that true? I'm not a scientist. I haven't done that study. It may or may not be true. But one of the reasons you change your habit is to change your lifestyle as well, like with a routine. So routines can assist you in changing your habit. So if you want to lose weight, you have to do a routine that includes working out. And you have to force yourself to make it a habit to do it because you're not going to want to do it. You're not going to want to get up and go to the gym because you're going to sweat. It's going to be physically and mentally exhausting. Then you're going to smell. Things like that make you want to not do it. You don't want to sit here and write 1,000 words for your novel because it's going to make you think and make you think, what if the people who read it don't like it? Things like that. So we have a routine that we have to set up to create these new habits. We have to change our environment to get things done. If you're surrounded by negative people, is going to bring negativity to your life. We all know that. But the main thing is, if you want to get something done, you have to put that first foot forward. Because if you don't, you're not going to go anywhere. Want to find a new job and you're not happy, it's not going to just fall into your lap. If it did, that's great, but don't expect that. And the same with this. If you want to change your lifestyle, you want to invest, go read a book on it. But you have to surround yourself in healthy habits and create a routine that helps you do that. So, Warren Buffett reads hundreds of pages a day for hours. I'm not telling you to do that unless you have the money that you don't have to work during all that time and you can actually read for hours. But Warren Buffett is at that point in his life that he can. I'm not. But that's one of his routines. It's like he goes, gets the same breakfast every day. It's great for him, but let's focus on a routine that can better suit you or me, because I'm going to give you a hypothetical routine here. Because eating the same thing every day, that's going to get bland fast. And trust me, I love certain food, but I can't eat it every day. So let's say you set up your alarm. If you normally wake up at, let's say, 7 a.m., Monday through Friday, what you can do is wake up 6:45. And what do you do in those extra 15 minutes? I don't know. No, but for me, let's say if this was me, my typical wake up time is 7 a.m. I could wake up at 6:45, write down ideas that I was sleeping on, or take a look at ideas I wrote down the night before, and plan out my day surrounding those ideas, how I can make it happen with my schedule for the day. Okay, that's one of the things you can plan out your day. In my case, I work, then I do my things on the side. And I can figure out how I incorporate what activities to tackle that day to achieve the goals. You know, you set goals, expectations. Then shower, make coffee, make breakfast, work out if you're a morning workout. I prefer the night, you know, that way get easy night's rest. So you do that, you go about your day, and then what most people do is they see how they are getting along with achieving the goal for the day. So when I was on the day off and I'm writing for the day, my goal is, let's say, 2,000 words. I could break that down per hour. So if I'm trying to write for 4 hours that day, 2,000 words, 500 words an hour. That's not bad. Technically, you could do more, but this is hypothetical, let's say. So you see, if you're on track to hit that goal, then once you hit that goal, what's your next step? And you plan around that and say, hey, if I finish this 2,000 words, hypothetical, my next thing is edit those 2,000 words. After you edit, then plan out the next part of the writing. Where's this going? Storyboard. After storyboard, I write from the seat of my pants, so I honestly don't know what's coming up next half the time. After you storyboard, you can figure out the other content you have to do. You can schedule it out. So that's the main thing. You get that routine in place, and things will come easier naturally because you're already doing it. You're creating a habit. So what's the downside of all of this? Because there's no way I'm talking about this if it was all peachy, you know? Well, this all sounds great on paper. Implementing it, that's the problem. And that's the thing. So I can say, hey, I want to put out a podcast every week. Great. But we know that's not what's happening here. Because life gets in the way. You know, things happen. And it's all about consistency. I know I said this. I've preached this in the past. You've heard this from everyone. But honestly, the only thing that's consistent in my life is taxes. And that's the whole thing. You have to put in the work when you can. And no matter what, it's just get back to it when you can. Because we need to have a habit of doing the productive activities that are going to make us money. Because I can sit here in the corner and just watch TV every day after work and nothing's going to get done. So unless I put in the work, nothing happens. that's basically it for this episode. Did you learn anything? Maybe. Did I learn something? Yeah, actually. That's okay. I've thought some things. But that's really it for this episode, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.